What's up everybody, Chad here for yet another maintenance project on the 2016 Tacoma. And today we are going to be changing the front differential fluid. This is a project that I meant to do when we were working on the rear differential fluid and doing the extended breather for that. But luckily this time Toyota does put a extended front differential breather from the factory on the front, so it wasn't as much of a worry for us because we have gone through a couple rivers and a bit of water in the past months. So we're going to get right into it today. I'm going to remove the skid plate and then I'll show you what we're working with. So as you can see, I do have the skid plate removed, and what we're looking at right here is the drain bolt and then the fill bolt, and those are both 10mm hex sockets that we will be using to loosen them and retighten them. And looking here along the diff, as you come over to the passenger side, let me see if I can find it. Right here, I'm using my phone flashlight, so excuse me if I don't quite get it all, but what you're looking at right there are the breather lines that do go up to the top, and you can see where they come out right here. This is all that you are going to need for this little do-it-yourself maintenance. You are going to have your shop gloves, an extension if you need it, your 10mm hex head, your wrench, and obviously your differential fluid, which I'm using 75W90, the same as what we stuck in the rear differential. And if you look in your Toyota book inside of your truck in the glove compartment, you will find that Toyota does recommend 75W85, which is not a very common viscosity, so 75W90 will do just fine for this application. And of course you do have some shop towels to clean up any mess that you make, and your oil drain pan. So for the bottom one here, I did actually have to use the extension on my socket, but luckily I didn't have to use a cheater bar for either of them. They were fairly tight, but not overly that I couldn't do them by hand. So let's get this thing emptied out. That is draining, I wanted to take a point to look at the drain plug that does have a magnet on it, just to see what kind of stuff that we have stuck on there, and it seems to be a fairly normal amount. My truck does have just a little over 17,000 miles on it, and as you can see when you drag it on here, you can see all the little tiny bits of metal shavings that are normal to come off of your gears as they are rotating and grinding up against each other over the life of your vehicle. So that's why it is important to, change out these fluids at your required intervals. I'm doing them quite early, and it's more just for my own knowing, so I know what all is going on inside the differential, just making sure everything is safe. And of course this is a how-to video, so this is for you all to learn and see what all goes on. Torquing these bolts back down, the bottom one is 48 and then the fill plug is 29, so here we go with torquing the bottom one. Done. One other item I forgot to mention was this fluid transfer pump, and I do have that connected to the bottle of gear oil that I will be using up into the front differential. So the Toyota service manual does call for 1.6 quarts, so I'm going to empty this out and then empty out just a little over half of the next bottle. So as you can see, we do have a steady drip going on right now, so that means that it's filled up just enough, and we're gonna tighten this back up. Whoops. And then we'll torque it down. And again, we do have the top bolt hand tightened down. Now let's torque it down to 29 pound-feet. And there we go. Now, as you can see, that was a pretty straightforward process, and it didn't take too long at all. So I'm hoping that this video did help you all out. It was pretty simple for me. It only took about 30 to 40 minutes tops. I had all the tools ready and laid out to go, and I just kind of took my time, waited for things to drain, and replaced it all. So thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a comment below and tell us what you think of the how-to videos, and we'll be sure to do some more of them. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I'll catch you next time.